I'm David Toman, author of Nootropics Expert and this YouTube channel. In this video, you'll discover the nootropic benefits of phenylalanine. Now, this is an update to a video I made on phenylalanine a few years ago. In this video, I'll tell you what phenylalanine is, where it comes from, and why experienced neurohackers use it. I'll share with you some clinical studies demonstrating the benefits of phenylalanine, and I'll tell you how much and what type of phenylalanine to use, any potential side effects, including certain drug indications, and the best forms and types of phenylalanine to buy. So why should you listen to this video about phenylalanine? Well, because phenylalanine enhances working memory, executive function, creative flow states, stress reduction, better mood. It's anti-anxiety, and it lessens the symptoms of ADHD. Many neurohackers who use phenylalanine report a lift in mood, better focus, concentration, increased energy, and an overall sense of well-being. L-Phenylalanine can help readjust your motivation levels. It can help lower anxiety levels, especially social anxiety. Sound good? Now, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button for my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps YouTube to know to suggest this channel to someone else who may need this information too. And hit the share button so that others can learn about phenylalanine and how it may help them deal with their brain health issues. So stay with me for a few minutes and I'll tell you more about phenylalanine. Let's get started. Phenylalanine is a highly bioavailable essential amino acid. Your body naturally converts L-Phenylalanine into the amino acid L-Tyrosine, which is then converted into L-DOPA. Decarboxylation of L-DOPA results in the synthesis of the neurotransmitter dopamine. Once converted into dopamine, the enzyme dopamine-beta-hydroxylase converts it into the neurotransmitters norepinephrine and epinephrine, or adrenaline, your fight-or-flight response. This triad of neurotransmitters are collectively referred to as the catecholamines. Now, as a nootropic supplement, you may find that several different forms of phenylalanine are available. L-phenylalanine is the natural form found in proteins. D-Phenylalanine is a mirror image of L-phenylalanine that is made in the lab, and D-L-phenylalanine is a combination of the two forms. L-phenylalanine can be a highly effective nootropic for boosting cognitive function because it boosts norepinephrine and dopamine production, resulting in increased attention, motivation, and working memory. D-Phenylalanine, but not L-phenylalanine, has been used to treat chronic pain, although the clinical research in this area is sparse. L-phenylalanine also stimulates the production of thyroid hormones T3 and T4, which are crucial in maintaining both overall physical and cognitive health. L-phenylalanine is an essential amino acid that you get from food or from a supplement. The enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase converts phenylalanine in your liver into the amino acid L-Tyrosine. Phenylalanine is found in protein-rich foods like soybeans, cheese, nuts, seeds, beef, lamb, chicken, pork, fish, eggs, dairy, beans, and whole grains. The artificial sweetener aspartame also contains phenylalanine. Your brain converts L-tyrosine to L-DOPA, which then produces the neurotransmitter dopamine. The unused dopamine is then further converted into the neurotransmitters norepinephrine and epinephrine, or adrenaline. Many neurohackers prefer L-phenylalanine over other catecholamine precursors because it supports neurotransmitter production without directly increasing neurotransmitter levels. Now, this last part is key because indiscriminately increasing neurotransmitters across the board may sometimes lead to imbalances and intolerance, which can defeat the purpose of taking the nootropic in the first place. For example, not enough epinephrine can decrease cognition, and too much norepinephrine can decrease attention, processing speed, and executive function. Next, I'll cover the difference between L-phenylalanine versus D-phenylalanine, so please stay tuned. L-phenylalanine is an essential amino acid, which means that you must get it from food or as a supplement. Your body cannot synthesize phenylalanine on its own. L-Phenylalanine is converted into the amino acid L-Tyrosine in your liver. Once L-Tyrosine crosses the blood-brain barrier, it is converted into L-DOPA, which is further converted into the neurotransmitters dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, or adrenaline. D-Phenylalanine is a synthetic version of and the mirror image of L-Phenylalanine, created in the lab. D-Phenylalanine has a different mechanism of action in the body compared to L-Phenylalanine. D-Phenylalanine, or DPA for short, slows the action of the enzymes that degrade endorphins. Slowing down these enzymes that reduce endorphins can help reduce pain. D-L-Phenylalanine is a 50-50 combination of L-Phenylalanine and D-Phenylalanine. By combining the two, in theory, you get the best of both, an antidepressant and a pain reducer. Next, I'll tell you about how phenylalanine works in your brain, so please stay tuned. L-Phenylalanine boosts brain health and function in several ways, but two in particular stand out. First, L-Phenylalanine decreases depression. L-Phenylalanine is converted into L-Tyrosine, which in turn is converted into L-DOPA in your brain. The L-DOPA is then used to make the feel-good neurotransmitter dopamine. So depression could be the result of not getting enough of the first amino acid, L-Phenylalanine, in the chain of events needed to produce dopamine. In one study done in Germany, 20 depressed patients received 70 to 200 milligrams per day of D-L-Phenylalanine for 20 days. At the end of the trial, 12 of the depressed patients could be discharged without any further treatment. 4 of the patients had a moderate decrease in depressive symptoms, and 4 patients showed no response. And the second way that L-Phenylalanine works in your brain is it boosts neurotransmitters. L-Phenylalanine turns into L-Tyrosine once taken as a supplement, and then it converts into the neurotransmitter dopamine. Dopamine is used to control movement in your body. It's fundamental to memory, attention, and problem solving. The unused dopamine can then convert into the neurotransmitters norepinephrine or epinephrine. Norepinephrine is important for attentiveness, emotions, sleeping, dreaming, and learning. Epinephrine or adrenaline drives your fight or flight response. It's what prompts your reaction to dangerous circumstances, emerging situations, or in stressful situations or environments. This balance in neurotransmitters is critical to the fully optimized, healthy brain, and why some neurohackers choose L-Phenylalanine to allow the body to make the neurotransmitters it needs, instead of causing an imbalance by directly boosting one neurotransmitter over the other. A study conducted in Venezuela investigated ADHD and autism and the implications of amino acids on these neuropsychiatric disorders. 40 subjects affected by autism and 11 with ADHD, along with 41 healthy subjects, were included in the study. The researchers found that those with ADHD had decreasing phenylalanine and increasing glycine, which disrupted their inhibitory neurotransmitter system. Not enough phenylalanine and increasing glycine was present in those with autism as well. Another study at Ohio State University looked at amino acids in 28 ADHD patients and found all subjects with ADHD had significantly lower levels of the amino acids phenylalanine, tyrosine, tryptophan, histidine, and isoleucine. The researchers concluded each subject had a general deficit in amino acid transport, absorption, or both. Next, I'll cover the benefits of adding L-Phenylalanine to your nootropic stack, so please stay tuned. L-Phenylalanine can boost levels of the neurotransmitters dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, and can help a sluggish thyroid produce more T4 and then T3. L-Phenylalanine can help boost cognition, especially in stressful situations. It can help improve decision-making, flow state, and creativity, cognitive flexibility, and working memory. L-Phenylalanine converts into L-Tyrosine, which then converts into L-DOPA to produce dopamine. L-DOPA is also used to make melanin in your body. This conversion process helps in the removal of neurotoxic quinones, and it chelates heavy metals like mercury and lead, which can accumulate in and damage neurons. The dopamine that is not used by your brain is available to produce norepinephrine, which is important for attentiveness, emotions, sleeping, dreaming, and learning. L-Phenylalanine may be an effective nootropic when stacked with ADHD or ADD meds like Ritalin or Adderall. It helps supply the extracellular dopamine needed to improve the effectiveness of stimulants used to boost the uptake of dopamine in your brain. Now next, I'll share with you how L-Phenylalanine feels when you take it as a supplement. So please stay tuned. Keep in mind that L-Phenylalanine is a precursor to the catecholamines. So if you're not low on dopamine, norepinephrine, or epinephrine, you may not feel anything after you take it. But many neurohackers report a lift in mood, better focus, concentration, increased energy, and an overall improved sense of well-being. L-Phenylalanine can help readjust your motivation levels. It can help lower anxiety levels, especially social anxiety. Supplementing with L-Phenylalanine can help bring your blood pressure down if it's elevated from a stressful situation or environment. Take it before the stressful event if you can. L-Phenylalanine helps buffer the effects of stimulants like caffeine or amphetamines. It helps potentiate and prolong the effects of Ritalin or Adderall, and it reduces the crash. If you're into athletics of any kind or you do manual work, you may find that supplementing with L-Phenylalanine before a workout or a construction job can leave you feeling great afterwards. It may help mitigate many of the effects of acute stress caused by short-term stressors. And L-Phenylalanine helps your body to produce L-Tyrosine, which helps to produce melanin. So you may find it easier to get a tan while at the beach. Next, I'll tell you about some clinical studies demonstrating how phenylalanine works as a nootropic. So please stay tuned. Several studies have investigated using phenylalanine for the treatment of depression. One study published in a German medical journal looked at using D-L-Phenylalanine in a small group of patients who failed to respond to popular antidepressants like MAOIs. In this study, researchers worked with 23 patients diagnosed with depression and who had not responded to standard antidepressants. They were given 50 or 100 milligrams of phenylalanine daily for 15 days. The researchers found that phenylalanine completely improved mood in 17 of the patients, and within 13 days of the 15-day trial. Another study in the Journal of Neurotransmission studied D-L-Phenylalanine use in 20 depressed patients. The subjects were given 75 to 200 milligrams per day of D-L-Phenylalanine for 20 days. The study found that 8 patients completely recovered from depression. Another 4 experienced a significant improvement in mood. And another 4 patients saw mild to moderate improvements, and another 4 did not respond to the treatment. Now, this study shows that D-L-Phenylalanine has considerable antidepressant properties and is effective for some people suffering from depression. So it's worth trying if you deal with depression and nothing else has worked for you. Phenylalanine for ADHD seems at first glance as a natural solution for ADHD symptoms. It's a precursor to the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is targeted with stimulants like Ritalin and Adderall. But the very limited clinical trials tell a different story for practical use. In this study, 19 patients with ADD were given a 2-week double-blind crossover D-L-Phenylalanine versus a placebo. 13 of the ADD patients experienced a significant improvement in ADD symptoms compared to the placebo, and patients saw an improvement in mood. But the patients who did respond to D-L-Phenylalanine lost all positive benefits within 3 months. And it's interesting that a later study with ADHD patients using L-Phenylalanine but not D-L-Phenylalanine produced no clinical benefit whatsoever. Another study from 1987 treated 11 hyperactive boys for 2 weeks with D-Phenylalanine. There was no significant improvement or deterioration in behavior. There is a modern school of thought that there are several different types of ADD and ADHD, and the symptoms are caused by malfunctions in different parts of the brain depending on the type of ADHD. The bottom line is some dealing with ADHD may benefit from supplementing with phenylalanine, and that D-L-Phenylalanine may be the best option. So try it and see if it works for you. Next, I'm going to cover the dosage of phenylalanine, or how much to take as a supplement, and how many times per day. So please stay tuned. L-Phenylalanine suggested dosage for cognitive benefit is 500 milligrams up to 3 times per day. Now, you may find that your body responds to smaller doses, or even more if you're stacking it with stimulants like ADHD meds. Listen to your body and see how you react. And since L-phenylalanine is an amino acid for best absorption, and so that it's not competing with other amino acids, you should probably take it at least an hour before food. L-phenylalanine works best on an empty stomach. And take L-phenylalanine with vitamins B6, B9, and B12, magnesium, and vitamin C, which are cofactors in dopamine production. Give your body what it needs to produce the neurotransmitters dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. L-phenylalanine is also needed along with L-Tyrosine to synthesize CoQ10, needed to create fuel within your brain's mitochondria. Now next I'll talk about the potential phenylalanine side effects, so please stay tuned. L-phenylalanine quickly turns into the non-essential amino acid L-tyrosine once you take it, so it's considered non-toxic and very safe. Most neurohackers don't have any negative side effects. But an important caution, people with phenylketonuria, or PKU, and women who are breastfeeding or are pregnant should not take phenylalanine as a supplement. Aspartame, found in artificial sweeteners such as NutraSweet, is a source of phenylalanine. People with PKU should not use aspartame. If you are pregnant, ask your doctor about using this artificial sweetener. At higher doses, there are reports of stomach issues and migraines. Experts say that L-phenylalanine is toxic in doses above 5,000 milligrams, and higher doses will not give you any added benefit anyway. If you try the recommended doses of L-phenylalanine and do not feel any benefit, then this nootropic may not be right for you. You could try L-Tyrosine or NALT instead. L-phenylalanine can increase your thyroid hormones, so if you're hyperthyroid, you should probably not use phenylalanine. And if you're taking MAOIs, you should not use L-phenylalanine. MAOIs work in your brain and affect neurotransmitters. So using phenylalanine in combination with MAOIs could throw off the delicate balance of neurotransmitters needed for optimal brain health and cognition. And taking L-phenylalanine with MAOIs could cause a severe drop in blood pressure, which could lead to a heart attack or stroke. Other side effects, which can accompany unusually high doses of phenylalanine, can include anxiety, rapid heartbeat, restlessness, heart palpitations, or high blood pressure. If you are dealing with or on medication for high blood pressure, you should not use L-phenylalanine. Now next, I'll explain the best type or form of phenylalanine to buy. So we're almost done here, so please stay tuned. L-phenylalanine is available in powder, capsule, and tablet form. Capsules and tablets are usually 500 milligrams. Phenylalanine is also available as D-Phenylalanine and the 50-50 combined form of D-L-phenylalanine. Now you may find one form works better for you than another. Ensure that you read the labels carefully and stick with manufacturers who follow good manufacturing practices and are GMP certified. So that's my updated report on phenylalanine. If you want to see links to the studies I talked about, go to nootropicsexpert.com, my website, and search for phenylalanine, or click on the link below in the notes section of this video. That link will take you to this transcript. Now, once you're at my website, Nootropics Expert, you'll find a full transcript for the video, and you'll also find dozens of articles on all the well-known nootropics over on Nootropics Expert. And if you haven't already, download your free copy of Secrets of the Optimized Brain. It's nearly 100 pages and contains details on 92 of the most popular nootropics used today. And my 4-time award-winning book, the second edition of Head First, The Complete Guide to Healing and Optimizing Your Brain with Nootropic Supplements, is now available. Head First, the second edition, is 962 pages. It's a big book. And it's available in hardcover, paperback, or for iPad or Kindle. You can get your copy at any major bookseller, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Balboa Press, Apple Books, Walmart, and others. You will find a link to these stores down below in the notes section in this video. And did I mention that Head First won 4 awards? You really need to get a copy if you haven't already. Head First is available worldwide. Now, if you're feeling frustrated and you think use some professional help, with choosing the right nootropics, or figuring out how to deal with your own brain health issues, consider booking a personal consultation with me. You'll find a link to my calendar below in the notes section down below this video. And if you want to see more videos on all the best nootropics used today, subscribe to this channel before you leave. I'll be putting up new videos on nootropics and optimizing your brain every week. And thank you for watching. I'm David Toman, author of Nootropics Expert.